Well, good morning to TAC and welcome to June 14th, Monday Morning Momentum. We are excited this week. This is Juneteenth week. So all of our chambers will be celebrating across the state. This week, it's a very significant time in our Black history, but we're also excited to welcome our TAC's new website, where we're excited to bring forth to our members, to our chambers, that will offer new services, new opportunities for us to connect, and new opportunities for us to showcase all the wonderful work that TAC is doing. I want to introduce our president, Mr. Charles O'Neill, who will introduce our special guest for today. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. And again, thank you for your attendance this morning on pretty short notice. We did have some communication gaps on last week on getting this meeting notice out, but guarantee you that this meeting will be beneficial to everybody who's on the call. And as Matt noted, it is being recorded and we'll post to our website for viewing for those who were not able to join us on the call. Before we get to our program this morning, I'd like to just give a quick couple of updates. Many of you are aware that late last year, we received a grant from BBVA to support the work of chambers in select markets, their designation markets around the state. And we have begun distributing those financial resources to chambers in those select markets. And so you'll start seeing some social media demonstration of us delivering those goods and services to those members. We will present to the Arlington Black Chamber at their event on Wednesday at Ranger Stadium. We will present Fort Worth Metropolitan Black Chamber at their annual luncheon on June the 25th. I think that's that Friday. And we were in Prairie View and in Waco last week. We'll do Dallas next week and have a couple of more markets to go after that. Also, as you know, we do I do chair the board of U.S. Black Chambers. U.S. Black Chambers has a Juneteenth event on Friday. You may have seen some social on it. I think I did post it to TAC's Facebook page. I recorded an armchair conversation, if you will, with the author of a book called On Juneteenth. Dr. Briggs is a native of Texas, from Conroe. She teaches in the law school at Harvard. This is about her seventh or eighth book, an acclaimed author. Interesting conversation. So if you do have time on Friday to do a Facebook Live with U.S. Black Chambers, I think it'll be entertaining as well. Finally, again, short notice today, about 2 o'clock Central Time. I just sent out an email notice on that. U.S. Black Chamber is hosting an update on SBA Navigator program. Because of our role and involvement USBC, if the USBC's application as a distributor for Navigator funds, Texas will be one of the recipient sites. So our region, the 25 chambers in TAC, will have a shot at some of the technical assistance support funding available through the SBA Navigator program. So if you have time today, again, I just sent out the Zoom link for that Navigator update. So without further ado, a couple of months ago, another old friend of ours, Dr. John Sibley Butler, called me, and he was excited, and he had somebody he needed me to meet. And I was on the way down to Austin when he called me, and we did make a connection, and he introduced me to a young brother, Daniel Griggs, who you'll meet here in just a minute. Daniel is the CEO of ATX Web Designs. but it's not just website design. It's a comprehensive digital strategy that an enhanced website makes possible for, certainly in our case, for TAC. But Daniel and Dr. Butler painted a much broader picture of what's available and what's accomplishable through this enhanced digital posture for our chamber members. And so, without further ado, I don't know anything about what I just said. I just know that it's important that we have as robust cyber presence as we possibly can, that enhances our ability to interact with our members, businesses that we serve. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Daniel Griggs, whose team did a makeover of the TAC website. It's a tremendous piece of work that they did in a very, very short period of time. Well, thank you for that, Daniel, for the expeditious way that you guys approached our project and got it completed. And so I think everybody will be satisfied when they look out there at it and know that he is prepared to wield those same talents on your local chamber websites as well. So without further ado, Daniel Griggs, ATX Web Designs. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Thanks a lot for the introduction. It was a quick turnaround on the project, which I kind of did dive into that. Actually, I hop into that right now in terms of my team and I being able to get projects done quickly. As you mentioned, the website is always kind of one of those things that everyone sees up front. So it's one of those things that's really easy to give someone a visual of when you go through what we call a digital transformation. When you talk about digital transformations, most of the time it always begins with the website, and it may not be just like a complete redesign, kind of like we did for you all, but sometimes it may have to do with internal processes, which are things we're implementing for TAC, and then just simplifying the process of being able to navigate throughout the site, the information you need to find, etc. Definitely enjoy working on this project with TAC. Going through the process, we had a meeting, a pretty thorough meeting, and I laid out the strategy for you all, how it starts with the website. As I mentioned earlier, just that visual of the website kind of is the starting trend when you talk about the digital transformation. And then it works into a lot of other things that you'll have on there, implementing things such as certain payment processes. We have a portal that's coming on for TAC as well that we talked about is going to be for the chambers and then the different chamber members to keep all the members connected, rather be in your local area or with, or with other chamber members as well, providing resources, providing opportunities such as bids, and we'll have a portal section for that. So we wanted to have this all in one, and we'll continue to build it up on the website, giving chamber members access to all of these resources and all of these valuable pieces of content with it. With the TAC website, some of the things that you can really expect to see, of course, that are going to be new is going to be a visual of the site, but making sure that everyone can navigate through it and find the different details and things that you're going to be looking for. One, we're talking about memberships, the different types of memberships you have. We're going to have all the different chapters on the website, very easy to be able to navigate through. We're going to be helping out different chapters as well that need it in terms of making sure their website and the digital presence, basically their whole online presence, is up to par as well. So when you get those that are other cities and places throughout Texas, they'll be able to get to your information, know what your chapter is about, and then that'll persuade them to want to become members as well. Throughout the process, there'll be different things that everyone will be able to see and notice. On our end, of course, we want to be able to help out within a whole organization, those that are all of this different chapters, and then chapter members as well. The whole direction with it all is a digital transformation. I know, as I mentioned here a few times, a lot of people kind of get caught up in terms of just the website itself. Some people may not need a website, but when I talk about digital transformation, we're talking about different pieces, both externally, meaning leads and visitors may or may not see on your website, and then other things internally, meaning your processes that's going to help you digitally. I'll give you an example. We have a client that's a gym in a local area, and they were doing well. They were affected by the pandemic, and we came in and helped them basically create an entire new revenue stream, all online. It's a private gym, so they had everyone come in, and when people would come in, that's basically how they get paid, from private training and things like that. We implemented a membership on their website to where you can become a member. You can book and come in during certain hours. And then they were even, when people would come in and swipe their credit card, I looked and seen one day that the front desk lady she had receipts and she was typing in receipts on QuickBooks. And I'm like, you don't have these things connected online, so you can free up a lot more time of yours. So that's just an example when I talk about digital transformation. It does not necessarily mean just your website or just this part. It's both internal parts, meaning how you work your internal processes and the things that you do, as well as external, how people are finding your services, how they're getting to your website, depending on the industry and your business. If they're Google searching, are they finding you on the first page of Google results? When they send you in inquiries, etc. Automation, when you're talking about emails and different pieces that's going to allow you to do three things mainly. One is going to increase the amount of leads and potential clients and customers you can get. Two, that alone is going to drive and increase your revenue. And then, as I mentioned earlier, when we're talking about processes and freeing up more time. For example, Charles, I know we talked about you getting different bid opportunities and having to manually email or send this out to different chamber members and things like that. We want to be able to take that away from you, put it within a portal so that it's automated and it's one less thing that you have to do. Is going to open up and give you a lot more free time. So in a nutshell, in a little 5 to 7 minute spiel, if you will, that's the process that we did with TAC. And of course, we're at the leisure of everyone within the TAC organization and chambers and chamber members to be able to help you out and do the exact same.
Okay, thanks for that, Danny. Real quick, too, can you kind of walk through how you approach the updates to our site and some of the things that we asked for that you're able to deliver that kind of demonstrate what you just described?
Yeah, most definitely. So one of the things that I'll say both specific and general is that there's the problem and there's the solution. For us, it's going to be a digital solution for it. So as I mentioned earlier with the bid thing, hey, I'm manually sending these emails out all the time. What can we do as a solution for this? How can we do that? The portal that we built is for multiple things, but that's one of the things that's going to be able to help to implement that as well. Memberships as well. When people come on and they become members, making sure that things are automated when they become members and they become a member, and making sure that you're welcome properly and from a digital, and we're going to make sure these things are automated. Advertising and really marketing the different chambers within Texas to be able to give them more visibility so that others throughout the state within those cities and those local areas know of these chambers and they can get the valuable information that they're looking for and that they need. In terms of updates, there's always things you're going to be doing to update the site, not just in terms of content or images and information, but as I mentioned, the digital transformation, the amount of resources is going to be provided and ease of use, digital things that we're going to give within TAC to where, as I mentioned, chambers and other chamber members are going to be able to take full advantage of. This is going to help their businesses from we're talking about local chamber members that are business owners and entrepreneurs. This is going to be able to help those businesses throughout this digital transformation process be able to increase their revenue, get more leads, and get more sales.
Hey, Daniel, quick question. Would you describe more specifically the integration between stuff at TAC or social media accounts at TAC and the website, how that is, the widgets are created to streamline that communication process?
Yeah, most definitely. I know that for TAC, you all use social media, YouTube, Facebook a lot for updates and information. So one way that we really came in and make that an ease of use is really integrating it directly on the website. We're creating a media page that you'll be able to see on the website, and it'll have those updates from Monday morning momentums for videos that are automatically posted and populate directly on the website, as well as Facebook integration to where the information that you put on Facebook is going to also be able to populate on a website. So you kind of knock out those, two birds with one stone, if you will, per se, with that. Does that answer your question, Matt?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
One of the things that has always been a wish list for us is, and Daniel mentioned it, and we got our fingers crossed that it's gonna work like a charm, is the proliferation of bid notices that TAC receives, that we've always had difficulty, of course, getting that to everybody in a timely fashion. And so we've created a specific email address for those bids that come into us. And Daniel and his team have developed a tool that allows those emails that come to us through this opportunity at TAC email address to post directly to the website. That coupled with, again, direct links from TAC's website to the individual chamber websites, so that your members can access TAC's website and go directly to current bid opportunities. So kind of walk through that, if you will, Daniel, because I think that's going to be big for us. It will help us as we attempt to capture data, not only about who is using the site, but how beneficial access to those bid opportunities will be to business owners across the state.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's one of the reasons when I talk about the portal that we're going to be launching out this summertime, that's one of the main things to it. Is that's one of those things to being able to provide resources, as I mentioned, free up a lot of time from you, from being able to having to manually do it, but for the members as well, being able to come to one central location and look at all of the different opportunities that are coming from the state and local opportunities that's sent out to you, and we're putting this directly on the portal. You'll be able to log in with your membership information and be able to see these different things, as well as information on that we'll be able to provide as well, such as how to apply, how to put in bids, how to put in deals for those contracts as well. So I know there's a huge thing for you all, a huge time-consuming deal as well. So we wanted to make sure we put something on there that's going to be a solution to that problem.
One upcoming opportunity. In fact, I just had a conversation with a lawyer for eBay this morning. They have a I call it, for one of a better description, it's a small business effort that they launched late last year in response to the pandemic, and they have expressed a desire to forge a relationship with TAC. And so as these kinds of opportunities grow, we'll be able to again make that more widespread. It's early stage. We don't know what that conversation or where it will lead, but they called us, and so that's encouraging, number one. And to the extent that I think it kind of mirrors a similar effort that U.S. Black Chambers has launched with Amazon and Google, and so that's one that we'll be calling on you for your expertise, Daniel, as we go forward with this conversation with eBay.
Most definitely, and that, as well as a lot of other companies, that's something that we're going to be implementing to be able to bring on companies such as, like, lawyers, like you mentioned, Amazon, even Apple, Enterprise, these different companies like this that will want access to be able to do business with members that are part of TAC. We're going to have a marketplace on the back of the portal to where we'll make relationships and partnerships with these companies to where they're going to provide discounts and things like that to the members. So as I mentioned from the beginning, and Charles kind of elaborated on, this portal part is going to be important from the basis of now being able to access the resources, connect with other members, as we'll have a directory on the back of it, but also just from a long-term perspective throughout this year, we're going to be continuing to build relationships with businesses such as that would like to offer their services to the database members for TAC, and they're going to offer those services, and we'll get discounted prices on different services and things like that as well.
Real cool. Well, that was real good. Quick one, Daniel. We again, we're gonna get an expanded version of this. I know Matt's gonna work real closely with you on developing a one-stop shop kind of presentation, including parts of this video. So that will be available to our members. So don't get too far from your Zoom camera, Daniel. We'll be calling on you as we move forward. But thank you for taking time out this morning on a short notice. We'll again have an expanded presentation on the website and the various tools that will become available. I'd like to do a real quick around the room, if you don't mind. Any updates? I know that Dr. Graham down in Corpus has a town hall meeting tonight. I know that Carrie up in Denton, they're planning their annual blues festival for later this year. Anybody else? I see Tam is on without her camera, but I know she has her Monday morning Mocha women's series on Monday mornings as well. So anybody else that wants to jump in, and Xavier is on, Ted Sims is on. Anybody that has updates from their local chambers, please feel free to chime in before we shut down this call.
Hey, Mr. O'Neill, this is Xavier from the African American Chamber of Commerce down here in San Antonio.
Yes,
Just want to highlight that we're having a roundtable discussion for Juneteenth on the 16th. That's Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Similar to what we had with TAC leadership. The topic is there's freedom in business ownership. So if you can jump on that, go to our website, AfricanAmericanChamberSA.org, and RSVP, and we'll send out a link here within a day. But yeah, we're just going to be having a roundtable discussion about the freedom of business ownership and what it allows us to do in elevating the Black community and free enterprise.
Okay, and post that link on our TAC website too. TAC Facebook page.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Madam Chair, you still in there? You want to close us out?
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. President. And let me just say thank you to Daniel and his complete firm for doing such an awesome and amazing professional job for us. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to participating across the state. This sounds like it's going to be a busy week for our chamber, so we're excited to participate. And thank you so much, Mr. President, for all the resources that you're sharing with us from the U.S. Black Chamber also too. We pray that everyone has a wonderful day and a blessed week. And thank you again for attending.